Are you struggling to get Apache to start automatically in your Ubuntu Docker container? You're not alone. Many users face this challenge, and today we're going to solve it together. I totally understand how frustrating it can be when you have everything set up, but the service just won't start automatically. It can feel like you're stuck in a loop, right? You're definitely not the only one dealing with this. Let's dive into the specific question at hand. One user asked, "Why can I not run the command to start Apache from my Docker file, even though it works when I log into the container?" This is a common scenario, and we're going to break it down. So what's happening here? When you run a command in a Docker file, it executes during the image build process, not when the container is running. This is a key distinction that can lead to confusion. Stick around, because at the end of this video, I'll share a pro tip that will make managing your Docker containers a breeze. To start Apache automatically in a Docker container, the user should first ensure that the Docker file is set up correctly. Instead of using the command to start the service, we will use the Apache daemon directly. Next, the user should replace the command instruction in the Docker file. Instead of using service Apache2 start, we will use Apache2 d foreground. This keeps Apache running in the foreground, which is necessary for Docker containers. Now the user should ensure that the Docker file exposes the correct port. In this case, port 80 is already exposed, which is the default for Apache. This allows external traffic to reach the web server. Finally, the user can build the Docker image and run the container. They should use the command docker build -myApache image to build the image and docker run -p8080 myApache image to run it. Fun fact, did you know that Docker containers are designed to run a single process? This is why running Apache in the foreground is so important. It keeps your container alive. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution provided by another user suggests a different approach to starting Apache in a Docker container. They recommend using the command Apache for foreground in the command instruction. This keeps Apache running in the foreground, which is essential for Docker containers. Additionally, they include the line argdbn frontend equals non-interactive to prevent any interactive prompts during the installation process. That's all on that answer. Let's take a look at another one. An alternative solution provided by another user suggests a simplified Docker file for running an Ubuntu container with Apache. They recommend setting the environment variable for non-interactive installation and using the command Apache_tl-d foreground to keep Apache running in the foreground. That's the end of that answer. Let's see another perspective. An alternative approach provided by another user suggests a different Docker file setup. They recommend using the command Apache_tl-d foreground to start Apache in the foreground, which is essential for Docker containers. And here's the pro tip I promised. Always remember to run services in the foreground in Docker. This simple habit can save you a lot of headaches down the line. And there you have it. With this adjustment, your Apache server should start automatically in your Docker container. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips, and don't forget to check out our next video for more Docker tricks.